In this video I will show you yet another crypto trading strategy I found on GitHub, which has entered my strategy league on the 4th spot with a remarkable 219 points. And I will show you later in this video how this strategy works. But before I show you the inner workings of this strategy, I first want to give many thanks to the original author of the code. You can find this code on his GitHub page here. And if you like his work, then please give him a warm thank you by visiting his GitHub repo and give it a star. So after I found this repository with multiple strategies in it, the first thing that crossed my mind is of course if these ideas were worth exploring further. So the first thing I did is to backtest this Double EMA Crossover with Trend Algo and see how it would perform on my specific backtest setup. And for those who wonder what my setup is, I test 50 pairs on the largest possible date range of data that I could get from the exchange and then backtest over all the time frames you see in the table here. The exact details are on my website and Patreon page for this setup. Now right from the start I got some pretty amazing results by itself. It immediately scored 290 points, and if you see in the table, you will also see that only the Sharpe ratio stays behind of the Kalmar and Sortino. The profit factor is a nice 1.50, which is a calculation of the profits divided by the losses, and of the 50 pairs I tested, 64% acted well on this strategy. But the negative thing here is that the drawdown is 28%, and it only has a win rate of 31%. So if you trade this system, then be prepared to take lots of losing trades before hitting your winners and let these run to get the maximum benefit. In a way, by using this strategy, you have to have a lot of faith and confidence in the algorithm. As you can see from the exit signals on this time frame, there's a huge amount of losses and only 1/3 of the trades actually make the most of profit. And finally here, I also want to say that you will have to take these profits with a grain of salt as well, since mostly the altcoins have provided these gains, and it's hard to say if these specific pairs will perform as well in the future, so please be aware of this. Now I also have done a optimization session for the strategy, and since there were no buy and sell settings configured, I only could optimize the ROI and stop loss settings. And these optimizations could improve the Sharpe and Sortino ratio better. Also, more pairs were able to profit from these settings, and the drawdown percentage also improved a lot thanks to tweaking the ROI and stop loss. And as you can see from the exit reasons, the ROI now takes care of most of the profits. Now unfortunately the win rate stayed the same, but if you know the other trend trading strategies by now, this is not really a surprise anymore. Most of them have similar win rates. However, after optimization, the profits seem to be more realistic now. Nonetheless, I decided to keep the original results in the strategy league, since this is what the author has coded and I also want to prevent overfitting results in the league. But what about the strategy itself? How does it work? Now let's dive into the code to find out what the algorithm looks like. It was originally made with a 1-hour time frame in mind, and the stop loss is set to 20% loss. ROI has been commented out, so the algo solely depends on the exit signals to stop the open positions. And as for the used indicators here, the strategy only uses the EMA, and there are 3 time periods configured: a 9, a 21 and a 200 time period. The buy signal happens when the 9 EMA is above the 21 EMA and only when the close of the candle is above the 200 EMA. Selling occurs when the 9 EMA gets below the 21 or if the low of the candle is below the 200 EMA. So this clearly looks to me like a simple EMA crossover strategy where there is an overall distinction between bull and bear markets. Also, when there are medium-term downtrends, the strategy tries to lock in profits, only to buy again when these medium trends are turning upward again. So by this time you know how this strategy works and how it performs. And I hope you got enough information to decide if this strategy is something to look further into and do further research on before using it in actual trading. And if you found this video useful, then please give it a like and comment. And if you want to see more of these videos and want to get notified if I post new ones, then click on the subscribe button and don't forget the bell icon here. Now, all output of these tests will be available on my Patreon site, including the complete setup of my system to perform these tests. So if you want to test things out yourself on your system, then you can download all the additional files from there. And in the meantime, I will go and test another trading algorithm to see if it performs even better, and I'll let you know the results in the next video. Till then, goodbye!